paper, and the more you jot those down, the more it's going to seep back into your soul, and it's going to keep you staying on that positive note, so that when the negative thoughts come, and they always come, you can turn back to your journal and you can read some of the things that you're grateful for, and you can counter those negative thoughts. Welcome to the Creative Synergy Podcast, where mind and body come together in synergy to help you get healthier and more productive. I am Coach Sin, and as usual, I will be your guide on this journey to whole body health and wellness. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about journaling and the benefits of journaling for mental health, stress relief, physical health, which might surprise some people. But putting pen to paper, or however you like to journal, actually has so many benefits that has been documented in various medical journals. But I'm not going to bog you down with all that jargon. Instead, we're going to dive into personal experiences, myself included, in how journaling can actually help you to maintain productivity and overall health and wellness for mind and body. So let's dive into it. A lot of people journal, and it's not, maybe a lot of people don't know that people in their lives do journal, but a lot of people do it. And it's because, for me at least, because I've been doing journals for quite a while now, I actually have stacks of them, and it becomes like a sounding board for you to get these emotions that you're feeling and these thoughts down on paper in a way that you can also reflect on them. I know that I've written quite a few things down in my journals, and then, going back and looking over them later on and reflecting on, exactly what I put down on the page, you can see exactly where you were feeling in that moment in time and how far you've come, or what changes still need to be made in that respect. So writing your way through heavy emotions especially, or even just quirks of the day, can help you. Like I said, it's a form of self-reflection, but it also has many other benefits to it, which I really want to get deeper into here in this particular podcast, because the reason why is that I wanted to do this instead of leaning into more of the physical aspects of what I usually talk about. It is October 2025 as of this recording. Last week was Mental Health Awareness Day. Why is it just a day? You know what I mean? We need to talk about these things more often. We need to start being able to open up about, the troubles that are going on up here, just as much as if you have a physical ailment. Quick story. I was at the Mr. Olympia Expo here in Las Vegas recently, and I go every year because that is my vocation. I am in the wellness industry, so I go every year, and I like to see the new products that are coming out. I like to visit with old friends and, talk to some of the competitors. This year was different, and it was different in a delightful way. It was the changes that were made that I saw to the vendor booths were exquisite, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because a lot of the booths were not centered on just aesthetics or how to get bigger and stronger. I saw a booth for mental health awareness. I saw a booth for curing pediatric cancer. And I saw a wonderful little setup for helping foster kids not only find homes, but what to do when they age out of those homes. They teach them things that they need to know to actually, make it in the world. And I thought those were great additions to the expo, along with some of the other things that I saw, some of the products, because like I've been saying, for a couple of weeks now on this podcast, health and wellness is not just about the physicality. The mind and the body go together in unison one begets the other. So if you don't have a healthy mind, your body will respond, and vice versa. And it's all linked up. So again, the reason I wanted to touch on journaling and the positive benefits of it in this podcast is exactly that, because it is a good form of, if you want to say, self-care. That word's been thrown around so much, it almost feels dirty coming out of my mouth, but it is a way of, trying to rein in your own thoughts and feelings. And for me, getting them out and on paper means you can't curl up with them anymore. So it's almost like a cleansing. So like I said at the top of this podcast, journaling has a lot of backing from medical health professionals, and you can take that with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of different ways that you can dive into journaling that can help you in your own circumstances. It can either be, there's free form writing, and that just means you sit down with a specific time in mind, but not a specific topic or anything. You just you set a timer and you it's called free writing. Whatever comes to your mind at the time within that allotted time, and you just write, and you write it out, and you don't worry about how it sounds or grammar or anything like that. I use pen and paper, or an actual journal that I write in. I don't even worry about what it looks like, because I write very fast, and it turns out looking like a doctor's signature. But the point of it is just, like, as I said, to get it out of you and get it on the page. So freeform writing is one of the ways that you can dive into journaling. Another way is to use specific prompts. And you can find those anywhere. There's a lot of really good apps these days for mental health, but you can also just go on quick Google search or whatever you use. You can find journaling prompts if you want to touch on something really specific. Or if you find that you tried the freeform writing before and nothing happens, say you're just sitting there and nothing comes out, or maybe the timer is intimidating and you would rather have something that spurs you. So you just find journaling prompts that get you to start the ball rolling. And then from there, you can just keep going on with it. Another really good way to get into journaling is you can start the day with it. Write down your goals, your expectations, and then at the end of the day, you can circle back and describe to your book, basically, essentially to yourself, because nobody has to read this. Let's just put that out there, right quick. Nobody's reading this but you or whoever you want to share it with later on. So you don't need to worry about sounding funny or looking bad. This is for you. So you can put down on the page, or however you like to journal, just flesh out the day, things that happened, things that were good and bad, and let me focus on that real quick. Don't neglect the good of the day. A lot of the times people just want to put down the negative. You see negative reviews, you see all the negativity online. Don't overlook the good things that happen, because again, like I said, when you go back and reread these things, it's going to bring a smile to your face, and you're going to remember that moment in time of when that good moment happened to you. So make sure you document it. And a little side note for my writers out there, somewhere down the line, you can take these journals, you can make an autobiography or any kind of book that you want. But yeah, it's really good to document your days and how you were feeling at a moment in time. So as I was saying, medical professionals have been touting the benefits of journaling for emotional and mental well-being for quite some time. There's a 2018 study that said it's a very good therapeutic tool to relieve mental stress and anguish and anxiety and things of that nature. And the best part about it is it doesn't take much to start. Everybody's got a pad and a pen lying around. Like I said, if you want to use your computer, if that's more comfortable to you, there's people who audio journal. You put a recorder up and you just talk it out, and just get your thoughts out that way. it really doesn't matter how you do it. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no wrong or right when it comes to trying to journal and get your thoughts in order. But the point is to just start doing it. And, the minute you start doing it and it becomes more routine, you'll find the heaviness will leave you when you're able to express what you're feeling. Because sometimes you can't express everything to your loved ones or your close friends, or even say you're doing therapy. A lot of therapists tell people to journal as part of their therapy program. It's a way to, again, get in tune with your inner self and flesh out some of these things that may have been troubling you in the back of your mind that you're not ready to deal with. But when you get them out on the page, and again, you go back and you read it, is there a recurring pattern there? Is there something that you can touch on that keeps cropping up in your life, and maybe it's something that really needs more attention? Now, besides all the mental health benefits that journaling offers, and the stress relief and the heavy stuff, journaling is also great for self-discovery because you're sort of going on a journey with yourself. This is your story, after all. And again, to my writers, you're writing your hero's journey, essentially, when you're journaling the way consistently. So what you're doing is you're putting down on page, and depending on how long you do it, I mean, this could, go into years, and it will provide you with, like I said, a self-discovery of things that maybe you hadn't known before. So it's a great way to start touching on those aspects as well. When done with intention, you can write down your whys and your reasoning behind what it is you're trying to accomplish in your life. It can help you to flesh out a pathway or a set of goals that you're trying to accomplish, and it'll help you get a clearer picture of it. Because as writers, as a fiction writer, this is usually how I work that out. I will see a picture in my head of the scene that I'm trying to write, and it's my job to actually explore that scene enough on the page so that it comes from my head onto the page. The same can be done when you're actually doing journaling, because you're seeing perhaps your future or something that you need to get off your chest from the past. And you take those images in your head and you put them on paper, and now it's become tangible almost, especially if you're setting your intentions to track your progress in something. You can use your journal like that. A lot of people use wellness journals, and because this is a wellness podcast, that is another way that you can incorporate it into your healthier well-being. You can track your workouts or your nutrition, and you can start to establish a baseline and then go from there and see the growth that you are making in each session. So there's many different ways that you can dive into journaling. It's just up to you how you want to get into it. A couple of other techniques that I want to touch on for getting into journaling is people often tout gratitude journals. And gratitude journaling just means to write down the things that you're grateful for. One such tip I got from a fellow podcaster is when you get up in the morning, you say 3 things out loud, or in this case, you would write them down in your journal, 3 things you're grateful for. And before you go to bed at night, you would do the same thing. What were you grateful for in that day? This keeps you in a positive mindset, a positive frame of mind, because you're focusing on what you are grateful for. And gratitude is a way of shifting your mindset so you're not focused in on the negativity all the time. And you can't tell me that there's not something every day that you can find that you are grateful for, whether it's just being able to wake up in the morning and breathe, or open your eyes and see, or you have a roof over your head, whatever it is. You can find many different things to be grateful for. And the more you jot those down, the more it's going to seep back into your soul, and it's going to keep you staying on that positive note, so that when the negative thoughts come, and they always come, you can turn back to your journal and you can read some of the things that you're grateful for, and you can counter those negative thoughts. Another fun way of tackling journaling is to go in the third person. Now, this might be more in the creative mindset of my fellow writers and authors, but we write about different characters all the time. Why can't you be a character? Or for those, wanting to dabble into becoming a writer, this might be a good way to come in the back door for it. Or it's a good way of, if you still feel uncomfortable about writing about yourself when you journal because you think someone's going to see it somehow, you can write third person and you can just describe the story of that day. Instead of saying, I did this, you can say, you can use your name or you can make up a name. It doesn't matter, as long as you're getting the same ideas and the story down on paper, or however you like to journal. As long as you're getting those stories out, however you like to explain it and tell it is what works best for you. So those are some of the reasons why you should be journaling, or how they can be helpful to you. Let's dive into some of the tips on how to make this a daily practice. So consistency is important as it relates to anything that you want to establish a pattern and a routine for. So if you just pick a certain time of day or night, whenever it is best for you, it can be a short session, 5 to 10 minutes, however long you want to make it. Remember, this is all about you, but you want to maintain that consistency each day at the same time if you can. So you can check in with yourself, check in with your thoughts, and start establishing, like I said, a routine of journaling to get these thoughts down on paper. And again, like I said, not to curl up with them anymore. And it really does flush out the negative hold that some of these things in your mind have on you, because you've gotten them out on paper and now you can reflect on them. So the bottom line on this is that journaling is more than just writing words in a book. It comes with a lot of different benefits to it if you really start to deep dive into the expression and the self-expression. And this is all for you. So it comes down to how you want to do it, how you want to set it up, whether it's free flow writing, whether it's prompts, but definitely you need to make sure you're doing it consistently and sticking with it as a habit, and perhaps tying it into other healthy habits that you've learned on this channel or elsewhere, so that you can start to build on each other, and you continue to get the tools that you need when negative emotions or bad times crop up, because we all know that the storms come, but it's having tools like journaling that is your umbrella to keep you shielded from it. Doesn't mean you're not going to get wet from the rain, but what it does mean is that you're going to be able to turn to these tools so that you get less affected, or less wet, less affected by the specific storms. And it's important to start building these routines, because the days go by so fast and everything's coming at us a million miles an hour. And it's important to have things to gravitate to that keep us centered, especially when it comes to the mind. And the physical part of it as well. They are both intricate and tied to each other. But mental health is getting, it needs more of a spotlight shown down on it. And if you're not comfortable talking to other people, talk to a fresh book of paper. You would be surprised, filling that thing out, and then you go back and you look at it, how much you have changed over the weeks, months, decades, whatever. You'd be surprised at the level of change that something like that can bring, or, just the reflection, the self-reflection you can have by putting your words down on paper instead of just having them up here and a jumbled mess. Because once you write everything down, it becomes clearer, and you can create a vision of your life that you actually want it to become. And don't be afraid to go to deep dive, because sometimes that's what we need. And it gives you an opportunity to flush it out of your system, and then you can take whatever those thoughts are and you can find new alternative routes for them, whatever that looks like for you. But if you want to just start giving it a try, a couple sentences a day or night, and you'd be surprised how much that can help you to feel a little bit more ease. And to be perfectly honest, it feels like you have somebody to talk to, even if there's nobody there, because the book is there for you, and it's there to listen, and it's there for you to express yourself freely with no judgment. And whatever thoughts you need to dump into it, just do it. But start today. And if you need other help and additional tools on your wellness journey, please check out some of my guides. I have the Healthy Habit Toolkit, absolutely free. You just sign up for my newsletter on my website. Link will be in the description. I also have my new book, Staying Fit While You Sit. It gives you all the tools you need for a healthy lifestyle, especially if you're a sedentary worker and a busy professional or creative trying to navigate your business and a healthy lifestyle. I have everything in that guide that you need to get on your own personal road to wellness. So also make sure that if this provided some value for you, please make sure to subscribe, share it, get some more ears and eyes on the podcast itself, or if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you share it. But until then, keep your mind right, keep your body fit, and we'll see you back here for the next episode. Until then, live your dreams.